to match the gross weight we have. So 56, 200.
I see that, yeah.
0 fuel weight, we need to put it to 5200. There you go.
I think I just solved my frame problem by tricking it.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome
Just
back.
pulled all my some of my old manuals out of some boxes in the attic.
Oh, and here we thought you were spending a few minutes with the wife. No, you were up in the attic.
Spending a few minutes with my wife. Anyway.
Nice.
Woo! Ting ting. The Mad Dog. Yeah, the Mad. Can you believe I'm in the Mad Dog? I should do a fit to screen. Can I do? If I do a fit to screen, will it save the crop? No, it doesn't quite fit to screen. Oh, maybe it does. Yeah, we got everything's super fluid, so it's only, yeah, that's funny. I totally tricked it. I should probably crop out just a little bit more. There we go. No, that brings in the Windows desktop a little bit.
That's not good.
So, John?
Yep.
We're back to where we are. We're now changing the assumed temperature knob. We're gonna trick it to, say, 35 degrees.
Okay,
And you can
then,
see the flex EPR is decreasing.
So you're rotating the assumed temperature EPR, and then, oops, I think I changed it accidentally to 32.
Yeah, you can set it to 35. I'm just gonna put it there as a reference.
Okay.
So if you look at the FMA, do you call this the FMA?
Are you talking about the annunciator panel?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
called the flight mode annunciator panel. And from left to right, those windows are T for throttle, A for armed, P for pitch, or sorry, R for roll and P for pitch, TARP. So it's kind of
cool.
handy if you know that.
It is. So you got 35, which is the flex, and then heading hold, alt hold. Now, John, do you look at the throttles? There, you will see at the back of the two throttles there's a switch,
Yep.
and that switch is the toga.
Okay.
Now, when I click it,
Yep.
now look at the FMA.
Go up, John. Not those are the cutoff levers. You
says
need to go up to
takeoff.
the throttles.
There's a little.
Oh, you're okay.
Right
Oh, the button right here. Maybe.
No.
No.
Okay, see the
On the
throttle?
other side.
Go to the throttle. Put your mouse right on the throttle. Right there. That's your toga button.
Wait,
And
we're
the
on
palm-
delay. So when I'm pointing at something,
That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're in the right spot. And see the whole idea. They put them there so the palms or the pad of your thumb.
Yeah, it's on the side of the.
palm. That when you go around, you actually push that with your hand.
so just to clarify,
lower part of your
these
arm.
black things on just below the handles.
Those are your toga
Okay.
buttons.
All right.
And the white button on the side is your auto throttle disconnect.
Ah, right there. Okay. Very good.
So if you click on it,
Which?
those
the
toga
toga?
buttons, you will see in the FMA takeoff.
Yep. See that.
So that's set.
Okay.
And we set our flex temperature. Now let's see the speeds. 144, 148, 154. And usually, I think they depart with flaps 15. So you look at the throttles again. To the left of the trim, you will see CG and flap.
I hate
bottom
this.
left.
This is one of the things I hate about this plane. But yep, go ahead.
Yeah. So the CG is 10. So you will select 10, and then you will select 15 for takeoff. Do you want to select 11? I think 11 will do.
Yep.
So
Normally,
takeoff.
flaps 11 is usually, it's what we always used. We rarely did a flaps 15 unless it was for performance. Puts less stress on the flaps, and also when you go to flaps up, you go straight to the from 11 to the slat gate. Okay. But we would always pretty much use flaps 11. John, the reason that they did the CG and the flap thing like that, and then off to the right over there by the there's a thumb wheel again that you rotate for the flap setting, because if you look over by the flap handle, okay, you'll see, go a little further, you'll see if you can close in.
I could move the trim if you want to see it, because it's the first time I didn't see it.
Yeah, see
So
that
I'm gonna
great big, see that big flap slat right to the right of that is a wheel that moves.
This yellow one.
No, not the yellow one. Go back to the right. See where it's indexed 22, 23, 21, 24. Further to the right and down. You're almost all the way to the right side.
Right there. Yep, I see that now.
Okay. Okay, that's a dial flap setting. So you could, the engineers designed this so that you could dial any kind of flap setting that you wanted with, and I forget which ones you can't use. It's like 23 to 18 degrees or something like that. So you would line that up, and that would put your flap handle, it would stop it. So you, instead of using 28, you might be able to use 25 flaps or 26 or 7 flaps. It's kind of weird, but that's how it was designed. And then on the other side where you were on the CG and trim, that whole idea is so you can get exactly what you need for your takeoff trim within that green range. It's a very physical, tactile method, if you will. Not just visual, but you see it. You had to get it in the right spot, or you get a takeoff warning, and so you get your trim in the right position. It was actually a pretty neat system for its day.
Yeah, for its day. Now I want the easy button, where like in the FlyJ sim, you click on the green tab, and all of a sudden, everything's like set.
Well, welcome to mechanical engineering 101.
Yeah. This is a man's plane. This is a man's plane.
Yeah. So now you got to hear Betty yap at you as that thing.
Yeah.
So John, I cannot move the trim. Could you set the trim for takeoff? So you need to set the trim at the green indicator.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. It's moving down.
It's not moving for me.
It is. If you go further down, it's next to the 4.
Wait.
Do you see the spoilers and the big white thing? Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's just coming into the sunlight. Okay.
Yeah.
What do I need to set it to? Down to the green?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There you go.
It was in the darkness, and it's come out of the light. I should change the time of day here, so we can actually see what we're doing here.
That's set. What about the hydraulics? Should we put the trans to on? If you look at the first officer side.
So yeah, go swing over there so I can see it.
To where?
Next to the CDU2.
To the where?
Just below the time. Just below the time and the first officer side.
On the FO side.
Alpha, Mike, Papa, Alpha, Echo, Alpha, November, Lima, Echo, Delta, Mike, hold short of runway, 8.
Runway 8, taxi via Romeo, Alpha, Mike, Papa, Alpha, Echo, Alpha, November, Lima, Echo.
Isn't that
Delta,
crazy?
Mike, hold short of runway 8, 58 Baron, 9, Foxtrot, Juliet.
Okay, now tilt down, there you go. So you're those hydraulic pumps, if you can zoom in on those, John. Okay, so put your engine pumps in high. They're not going to, of course, come on until you go ahead and put, yeah. And then you're going to turn both the aux pump to on and the transfer pump to on. We usually do that just prior to start.
Okay.
It's in the
We're nearly
before
started.
starting.
So you do
engines
that after
checklist.
pushback then?
No. You turn them on
Because
and
you
you
need
leave them
it
on
for
until you get
pushback.
to 18,000, and then you turn the aux and the transfer pumps off, and then you put the hydraulic pumps to low.
No,
The
you
engine
just said
hydraulic
that you
pumps.
turn these on just prior to engine start. I was just wondering if you do that before pushback. I'm assuming you have to
Yes,
because you need
that's
the.
how you. That's the only
Yeah.
way you'll have hydraulic power.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And on the 737, also I see guys turning off the engine-driven hydraulic pumps. You do not do that in a 737. There's a locking solenoid in the pump. If you go to off, it de-energizes that locking solenoid, and it can actually wear that out. So we always leave the engine hydraulic pumps on a 737
Is that
in
the B?
on
Is that the
position.
B side?
No, I'm talking about the engine hydraulic pumps
Okay. I was just
on
talking
a
about the I.
737, not on an NG. 72 is a whole different ball game because you got A, B, and
No, but in the
whatever.
737, 800, and 900 that I fly, there's the electric hydraulics and there's the A and the B, and I always shut the A off for prior to taxi or tug push whatever, and I leave the B's on. This is per like a American airline carrier's SOP.
Well,
But
we
that-
always on the A and Bs, we always leave the engine pumps on because you don't want to deactivate the solenoid.
Okay.
Okay, and the engine pumps aren't going to come on until the engine starts coming up to enough rotation to spin the pump
Yeah.
in the accessory drive. So there's no harm in leaving it on. There is harm in turning it off because you're wearing out the solenoid.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the
Okay.
electric pumps like Stuckistan.
Electric pumps are different
Yeah,
animal.
yeah,
You turn
yeah,
those on,
Yep.
and later on you shut
Yeah.
them off when you get to the gate.
Yeah.
You wear them out.
There's the subscribe. A tier 3 subscribe.
JBM is life. JBM is life. Love ya, John.
Love you too, Max. Thank you for 37 months. Tier 3.
Wow.
37 months. Tier 3. JBM, MJB, BJ. Yeah, all those good. That new emote sums it up. All right, we're doing. Believe it or not, I'm gonna swear right now, guys. So plug your ears if you're offended by swearing. But I'm in the damn rotated MD80 thanks to TailWest. All right, go ahead, TailWest.
TailWest, man, we owe you.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you heard it before, but I don't know how to fly this plane as well.
Yeah. You're doing really well compared to me. But yeah, all right.
We gotta subscribe.
So the takeoff to RTO and the pedestal right next to the rudder trim.
Okay, that's auto brake right there. All right.
Let's set our altitude just straight away to 32,000.
Okay, now you guys know, if you look at that, you're on TO, but you notice there's a disarm and an arm switch right by that takeoff, by that auto brake.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once you've got if you try to arm it right now, it won't. I don't think it'll arm. Try it, John.
Go ahead, TailWest.
To
arm. No, the upper switch. Oh no, that's yeah.
Yeah.
So it will.
So,
the switch goes into arm, whether it's actually armed or not, I don't know.
Okay, it is staying armed. Okay, you want to watch that when you transfer power to the engine. Sometimes that clicks off. At American, we'll put it at takeoff, but we wouldn't actually arm it until we got both engines started. So I think that's on the taxi checklist, which I happen to have. I'll look.
Okay.
Cool. By the way, position on my side to on, and 32,000 on the FCU or clear sheet MCP heading
250.
Yeah. So 250. And the speed, we need to put V2 plus 10, which is 164.
B2 says it takes an Airbus pilot to get John into MDs. Yep.
164. That's it.
Perfect.
Ready to go.
Okay. Do we need to do those pneumatics down there? Or are
It
they?
is on.
Oh, they're in the up. Okay.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
turn the you should turn the packs on though. I don't think you had done that on the first go around of this.
Where's the packs?
Right side of the overhead. Okay, so if you
Yeah.
take a look, you'll see
S76, 0,
supply
India, Charlie,
off,
runway 8,
HP
taxi
bleed
line,
off,
Bravo,
and
November,
auto. You turn
Lima,
them to
Echo,
auto.
Delta, Mike, hold short of runway 8.
That's auto.
Runway 8, taxi fire, Bravo,
Okay.
November, Lima, Echo, Delta, Mike, hold
Yeah.
short of runway 8, S76.
There you go.
I
See how the pressure
despise
comes
this
up?
AI ATC that we're getting.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
I see the pressure.
Increase
Okay.
to about 2,500.
Exactly. Now what you'll do is, that way your passengers are getting you. Again, this is one of those things. If you were sitting in that airplane,
Juliet,
you
contact
turn it
tower
on right away because it gets
1,
hotter and
2,
blazes in that
4.30.
cockpit.
Contact tower on 124.30. 58 Baron.
Still with the
9
helicopter?
Foxtrot, Juliet.
I can't even turn it off.
So I guess we should call for a better pushback and pushback for 925.
Okay.
And that radio rack fan should be in the fan position. Right there.
There you go.
Right where
radio rack Venturi. Cool.
Yeah. By the way, funny story. That you got time for a real quick funny story about that switch?
You betcha. I'm gonna push back though. Let's see.
Do
Pushback is.
I'll tell you as you're taxiing out or whatever.
Gosh, I'm in P3D.
Yeah.
It's a different command. I think it's. There we go.
What is it in explain to pushback?
Control. I do control. Did I just do control S? I think you can set it. Better pushback. You can set it. I'm just gonna. How come I can't set my plane?
Are you in Vulcan?
Yeah, is maybe better
I don't think
pushback.
it's working Vulcan yet, or is it?
You need the new update for better pushback to
Oh,
work.
can you do better pushback, or does the master need to do it?
I think the master.
Oh no! All right, we're gonna reverse out of here.
We could use the better pushback.
We could
the
use.
default one.
You know what? We could use the MD80's pushback.
Yep. So open that small little book.
There you go.
Because I saw that in there.
Yeah.
Wait, why does our fuel say pending still? Oh, it's already done. All right.
Yeah.
I thought I saw it. Oh, request
So-
pushback. Let's just go straight
Yep.
back for right now.
Yep.
When it says left and right, is that gonna make our nose go left or right, or is it the opposite?
I have no idea. I think it's nose.
All right, we'll just go straight back.
Find out soon enough.
I'm just gonna hit straight. Figure that out later. We could do a power back. They used to do power backs in these bad boys back in the
we
day.
used to do them all the time. Stupid.
Lots of extra fuel burn.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have to release parking brake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beacon on. Anti-collision. Are we moving?
The gate's moving, but we're not. Here we go. There we go. Yep.
Yep.
Now,
All right.
before you start, okay, you want your galley power off.
Galley power, which is on the top right.
I'm just gonna enjoy the
that's all.
visuals. These guys do SOP.
Of course, you want all your fuel pumps on, or the
So
ones
we
that you
have-
have fuel in.
So where's the galley?
Galley is going to be on the far left side of the.
Oh, there it is.
Got it?
Yeah, it's
I
always
don't
off.
have it.
Okay. It was off.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
next
right
to
by,
the yeah.
it's right by the line coming down by the meters on the electrical gauge there. On the left
So,
side, John. See the DC load meter
Yep.
right at the 10
Oh yeah,
drag,
galley
11.
power off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me, in the real world, the flight attendant would have been yelling, "I need my galley power. I can't make coffee."
So is it off right now? We need to turn that on.
Yeah, it's off. It's off. Now you leave that off because you don't want to overload the buses.
And that's you turn it off
Yeah.
prior to engine start, but you leave it on
Correct.
during the whole. Okay.
Right.
all right.
So fuel pumps would be on. Your aux hydraulic pump would be on. Anti-collision exterior lights are on.
Okay.
Of course, your door enunciators would be out. Cockpit door closed, secured. And your flight attendant should give you a cabin radar report. And then for start, once you clear to start, turn the packs off.
So the packs.
You'll call packs are really the high pressure bleed.
It is on auto, so
supply.
you should. It won't go off automatically.
No, you have to turn the air conditioning supplies off in this airplane.
All right. Supply off.
Hey dogs, how you doing? We're going to Albuquerque, from Denver to
So
Albuquerque.
starting the engines. Now you put the ignition to A.
A or
Or
B,
B.
either one.
So it is on A.
In the real world, what we do is every other leg we switch it. So you always see if your igniters, your A igniters are working, and then the next leg you do it on your B igniters.
Where are you?
And the fuel tanks left to the of the fuel tanks on the engine.
Okay.
And the overhead panel.
All right. Yep. I see Sys A. Okay, Sys B. Yep.
Okay. Now at the start, I'm gonna lift the guard switch. And gonna start the right engine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should see the N2. Yeah, is the N2 rising on you?
I was just setting the parking brake, which you want to do before engine start. Yeah, N2's rising. Yep.
Now, once it reaches 20 and the throttle section, you raise the fuel pump, so the master switches. Airbus master switches.
These ones at the bottom?
Yeah, the big ones.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is 20.
Oh, it does both sides.
Yeah, so that's on.
Oh, okay. So it is independent there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should shut the left one off if you can.
Yeah.
There you go. Left to off. So we have a good start.
Yeah, Greg, I totally agree with you. Yep. He says this
So
is
cool.
phenomenal with the captain helping out here. It's entertaining. I'm soaking this up for sure. Yeah. I'm soaking this blank up for sure. Exactly.
And don't forget, the first officer is an Airbus pilot which doesn't know how to fly this plane.
This is a perfect combination of entertainment.
And TailWest, I've never flown an Airbus. So you can teach me how to fly the Airbus.
Yeah. So Stuck is asking the auto detent for high HP air. What is it? What's that?
What it does is it actually changes the it's used sort of in the QRH in some of the bleed stuff that we have. I'll while you're doing that, I'll look something up that'll show you that.
Okay.
With the high pressure bleed off.
Yeah, a bus driver driving a Mad Dog, exactly. And I'm just along for the coffee. All right. You're going to start number 1? There you go.
It's on 18. 19. Fuel coming in. Probably should have started my chrono.
You get coffee on the MD80. I sure hope so. I need some.
All right, fantastic. So now I think we shut off the APU buses.
Yep.
Off. The air should go to off in the APU section. The APU is gonna switch it to off. The start ignition, I'm gonna guard the switches again. And switch off the system A to off. Do we need fuel heats, by the way?
No, you only use fuel heat if your fuel temperature is getting down. I forget. I'd have to look up the limitation. But also, if you were to get the fuel filter bypass light, you would turn on your fuel heat. But you definitely don't want to do it in this kind of weather, because as soon as you do, that fuel temperature heats up pretty quickly, and there's no reason to do it at this point.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll be right back.
Um,
Continue without me.
HP. Yeah, so the HP now goes to auto again.
Yep.
Back to auto. What's left in the annunciator? So we have flight recorder off, ART and up, and parking brake on.
Okay, you should be armed on your emergency lights, right? Is that armed or is that on?
It is armed.
Okay, good.
So spoilers, need to arm the spoilers.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the one. And flaps going to 15 or 11.
We always used 11. We were, like I said, very rarely ever used flaps 15.
The cool thing I noticed is that during takeoff, you always have a nose or high nose up pitch tendency on this MD80.
Mm-hmm. It's really quiet up front too. You barely hear the engines.
I guess that's when the business class really.
Yeah. You're sitting there in coach, man. You get the non-rev seats. And I'm not complaining, because I did get to fly for free when I could get there, but the non-rev seats, man, a lot of times when that airplane is full, you'd be where there's no window. All there was there was a window, but all you could see was the engine. Oh man, was it noisy.
Yeah. You usually get the ID90s all the way back next to the toilets and the galley.
Yeah.
No reclining. Oh,
it's like I used to say in the jump seat of the 737 or the Fokker 100, I say, and even on the Super 80, I'd say it's the worst seat in the house, but if it's the only seat, it's the best seat.
It is. 100% agree.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I armed the spoilers, set the flaps to 11.
Okay.
So if you see the red line out of the spoilers.
I see the red line, yep. And it also have
Fantastic.
Yep. There we go.
We're all set.
Ready for taxi?
Yep.
I don't have the chart up. Are we going
to the left?
To the left. Like Beyonce?
Yeah.
We really didn't push back far enough to go to the left, so that'll be...
you can do 180 to the right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple geometry, boys.
TailWest, did you close the pneumatic cross feeds?
Nope.
You should.
So pedestal all the way back, closing the pneumatic.
There you go.
I'm not having any stream lag now that I've miniaturized the X-Plane window, but you guys should see what I'm now watching the game on myself. It's like this little window.
Yeah, Shatook, you're right. I
Oh,
used to
no.
love the jump seat in that airplane.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Did we lock up?
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, he's back.
Ooh.
I don't know what that was. She was running home to mama. All right, we're taxiing out. Do we go left or right up here?
Yes, galley
All
power
right.
should be back
Right?
on B2. Correct.
B2 is right. We need our espresso there.
Ooh, fancy man over here with the espresso.
Mm-hmm.
We had an espresso machine in the 787,
It's
But,
always on me, Eld.
but not on the the MD80, that's for sure.
You were lucky to get Folgers.
You're right.
All right,
Ugh,
so I go left here, right?
Yeah, if I remember correctly. All the way left and all the way straight on golf. (10-9). Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay. I'd like not. I don't even have to have my charts out right now. This is like lazy flying. My FO's telling me where to go. I love it. I think I have the winter textures on by accident for the airport.
Same here. So I set map for your navigation display.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Okay, so story.
Whoa.
That Venturi switch, okay?
Yeah.
So what that does is if the fan to cool down the electronics fails, you put it in the Venturi position, and what that does is it opens a valve that's behind the cockpit, behind the main door, below and by the door. There's a little valve that opens up, and it takes all of the air from the cockpit and the E&E compartment. Okay, that's electrical compartment, accessories, stuff. It takes all that hot air and blows it out through that Venturi. Well, you never use that switch unless you have the fans fail. One day I'm flying along, and I've been a co-pilot for about 4.5, 5 years in the right seat, been a captain in the left seat for a couple of years, flying along, and all of a sudden I hear this, and I go, what the heck is that? And the co-pilot looks at me with this kind of quizzical look, and he goes, really? Haven't you ever used the Venturi switch? And I said, what for? And he said, because I had to pass a little gas. Of course, he used the FART word. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. I said, you mean I've been squeezing cheeks over here for an hour and a half? I never knew that. So I says, we got to come up with a name for that switch better than Venturi. So we came up with FFD, the fart fog dissipator. It's a true story. And by golly, it did work. You raise up a cheek, turn that switch on. The other guy never knew it except for the sound.
Or the scent, yeah. The all right, we're going to 2.5. So just straight ahead.
Yeah.
Shtuk is asking what's on the lower overhead error messages. We got
the
rudder
ART for the flex.
Rudder travel unrestricted and ARTP, yeah, for the flex. Are we ready for takeoff?
I think so.
Auto throttle is off. When does that go on?
I think on takeoff, as soon as I put them on, the throttles went straight up.
Okay.
So just like in a 7.3 or any airplane, you spool up to about 40%, roughly. I forget what the setting was, and then you hit
We're stopping. We got traffic on the runway.
By the way, that.
Yeah, he's coming right at us.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to avoid us? Or is he just going to sit there? I think he's flying right over us, guys.
Oh, he's getting ready to open up on you.
Oh, that hurt. All right, line up and wait. All right, so what you're saying is this auto throttle is not on arm. It's more of it's just on.
Correct.
Okay. Whereas in the Boeing, the 733, we arm the auto throttle before roll.
So one thing to be careful about this rotate MD80, it's actually literally by its name, rotate. It will rotate before actually pulling up.
On its own?
Yep.
It's sneaky like that, eh?
Yeah. Got me off guard.
Get your lights on.
I also think it tail strikes easy. Well, I do anyway.
Nah, you'd have to. It's very rare in that airplane.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, just
This
don't
is the
exceed
part where
about
I. This is the part where I
8.5
hate.
degrees.
The lights are dumb. So I guess I'll turn the lights on. And then on your side, you've got. Why couldn't they just group all these all together? It'd be hard to fly this single pilot, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I think all is set. Ready to go.
Yeah, you could turn on the floodlight. We, at our airline, we turn everything on. We want to be lit up.
I'm turning the digital up. Floodlights coming on. Yeah. Lots of lights. All right. I'm going to turn up some sound just for takeoff.
On TailWest side, I mean, you turn on the runway, turn off lights, and.
Oh, on his side? So
yeah.
Runway turn off. There we go. And then what's that? Wing lights as well? No, that's for ice.
Yeah, we turn it on. We turn everything on.
Turn it on. Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Blind
the guy behind us.
Exactly.
One airplane sees you because you have those lights on. You can buy a lot of light bulbs for what it costs for an airplane and people.
No. All right, so here we go. I guess okay, so once I get up to a certain percentage, we want to then hit that auto throttle, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
You want me to switch it on?
Sure.
It goes. 1.91. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
80 knots.
Awesome. What's V1?
Positive.
Not quite yet.
It rotated by itself.
Okay, gear up.
Positive rate. Gear up.
Whoa, what did you lose? Did you lose the DGS? What's
I
it
think
say?
you had something.
What's it say? I can't read it.
There you go. Climb 35. John,
Sorry. What's that?
could you follow the flight directors or?
Yeah, I'll follow the flight directors.
So nav is on. I'll go back to climb. This will close. VNav. What is that?
It's telling me to pitch down
Because it's saying 5,600, your altitude is off. You need to set it to 10 or 12, 14,000 probably out of Denver.
we're way over speeding.
32,000. All set. And RTO back to normal. Oh, to off.
ATC gave us unrestricted climb. Because we're already at...
Okay, now, one of the things we do after we take off in this thing, I don't know what happened that caused that failure. I didn't see it. But once normal climb in this, once you rotate, you get the gear up, you get to 1,000 feet above the field elevation, you go half rate, which means when you look at your vertical speed, it's probably about 3,000 or 4,000 feet. So you put it to about 1,500 to 2,000 feet. Half rate, flaps up, climb power.
Do we have? Yeah, our flaps are still out.
Yep. So half rate flaps
Yeah.
up climb power.
And I've lost my
'Cause
flight
this airplane
director.
accelerates quickly.
So, John, if you could go half rate, 1,500. There you go.
And that'll get you, yeah, that puts you in VNAV.
So flaps up.
And it makes sure you're in climb power on the thrust rating panel.
And we are in climb power.
Okay.
Cool.
Got someone at the door. Can we go autopilot?
Sure.
Sure.
Get your slats retracted. Can overspeed
Stats detected. So we're at 250 slats retracted.
Which, by the way, I did once as a co-pilot.
Really?
We took off out of Chicago, heading east. We got over Lake Michigan, got 10,000, started speeding up, got to 280 knots, slats. Let's see what I say.
Oh, we
So,
weren't overspeeding. I was looking at the Mach number. I thought we were overspeeding.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I got a door. Someone at the door.
I think John rotated at the Mach number.
Wait, I'm gonna pass control to you. Can't I do that? Or should we just let it fly
I'm
on
on
autopilot for a
I'm
second?
on autopilot, yeah.
Okay.
So I think John rotated on to pilot.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay of that.
So we rotated at speed 120-ish, rather than the normal 145.
Yeah, that's why the box said, "Hey, you want to do it? It's yours, man." Because I noticed it started like the digital flight guidance systems
Yeah.
started going goofy there. The DGS.
Yeah, it was weird, but I think it's smart in a way.
I just got handed lunch. He was knocking on the door trying to give me lunch.
Oh, nice.
My flyboy 4-year-old made me lunch. Check it out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, check out the dog, man.
You need a dog for the mad dog.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Appropriate lunch for this day. I found yeah, I was asking earlier about that high pressure bleed off switch.
Yeah.
If you're going to use that in an abnormal, which is the left or right air conditioning supply temp high, which is a pretty big deal actually in that airplane. But yeah, so that's where you're going to go to high pressure bleed off. It takes it from the I can't remember the stages anymore. I'd have to look it up, but it takes it from the high stage, puts it in the lower stage of the bleed air, off the engine, to cool down the supply temp, without losing that pack for pressurization purposes.
We got a subscribe. It's my wife. And my wife has finally resubscribed to me. All is good. I'm no longer in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Thank you, wife, for the subscribe. I'm gonna do a flyby just for her, cause she loves Mad Dogs. Woo! Boom. Thank you, right girl. Sorry, I have my video camera off for my hot dog consumption.
All right.
Cool.
I mean, Captain Tom, we have the intermediate pressure and the high pressure on the Airbus. So basically, once you're at full thrust, you don't need the high pressure for the bleed and the air conditioning and all of that. So it's only on the intermediate because there's enough pressure. But once you go on low idle, it will automatically open that high pressure valve to supply more air up in pneumatic.
Exactly, which is pretty much what all of them do. They'll automatically, it uses a pressure switch, right? So when the duct senses lower pressure, if it needs it, it'll turn on the high pressure bleed valve. And of course, it's all automatic. 7.3's automatic. The Super 8, everything else I ever flew was, even the DC-10, that was all automated. And yours is too, right, on the Airbus?
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. And the valve is pneumatically controlled, so you won't get any return chatter.
Right.
But I mean, this is more like an Airbus with the spoilers and automation and all of that. Unlike the Boeing 737, where you need to do everything manually.
Yeah. Well, the 7.3, I mean, frankly, Boeing, great airplane when it was a 200. You could even argue when it was maybe a 345. But when they did the NG, they should have abandoned the airplane and done something. They could have made a 757 light. That's what they should have
Yeah.
done. I think history's proving that right now, especially with the Max.
They need to do a new design model. I think they're gonna do that with the new plane.
Oh yeah, they're developing the 797, which is going to be the carbon fiber replacement for the 7.5 and the 7.3s.
But so far, I think we have issues with the carbon fibers, especially on the 7.8s. Because
With
one
the
dent,
what?
The 7.8s, I think it's made from carbon fiber.
It
Is
is.
it?
Yeah.
Or composite
70,
material.
60 to 70, depending on whether it's a Dash 8 or a Dash 9. The Dash 8 has less carbon material than the Dash 9 does.
Yeah.
And
We got the
think
Dash
maybe
9.
So what were you saying though? You're having trouble with it?
Yeah, because if you get a lightning strike or a dent from a catering service truck or something, it's a completely different game
Yes, it
than the
is.
old material.
That is a true statement.
Yeah,
we had a 7.8 take off out of China, out of I think it was Beijing, might have been Shanghai. But anyway, took off out of China, and was trying to get controller's attention. So the guys just declared emergency, made a right turn, get away from the middle. They're heading right for a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that right turn took them right into a hail shaft and just
Oof.
beat the bejeebers out of that airplane. They got it. They turned around and landed the airplane, did an overweight landing. And then what we ended up doing is made some initial repairs, and they ferried it to Tokyo, where they repaired the airplane. It was out of service for about a month.
Yes, I'm here with the lightning strike we got as
Yeah.
well. It took us
Yeah.
1 month.
That's unusual. Lightning strikes usually don't take that long because we've had plenty of them get struck by at this point. But
Yeah, it seems a bit weird. They're like cutting corners or something with
no, not at all. That's one of the risks of carbon fiber technology is, how do you dissipate electricity in it, right? Because it's not like like aluminum where you can direct the flow of help to direct the flow of the electricity and send it out through the static discharge. But that's not a corner cutting issue. If you look at the development of like really early carbon fiber airplanes, that's been a big issue all along. The Beach Starship, it was a huge issue. It delayed the program a long time, and the airplane ended up a lot heavier because they had to do certain things. But the trade-off is for the very few times that you actually take out lightning strikes, or you take a lightning strike, the trade-off is you have an incredibly lightweight, fuel-efficient airplane, and maintenance costs tend to be pretty darn good on the 787 because the airplane literally tells them what to do, what's wrong,
the operation cost is really
and how
low.
to fix it.
Do you know John Levy?
I don't believe I do, no.
He flew the 80 as a captain for many years, retired off the 737, is now a sim instructor. You probably ran into him at one point or another, maybe.
Might have.
This is great. I just kick back. You guys chat, entertain the crowd. I just relax, drink my cream soda.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn the 787 because currently I'm looking at some incidents and I don't know what's the plane doing.
Who do you fly for?
Well, don't say it.
It's airline in the Middle East,
Let
basically.
me ask you this: Are you close to being able to hold the 787?
I
Right
could
seat.
left seat.
Oh, left seat in the 7.8.
Yeah.
Oh man, what are you waiting for?
Don't
It
want to
is-
stir up some stuff in the company.
It is well.
Wait.
Yeah.
How does a person go left seat to begin with in a 787? That doesn't make sense.
It's based on seniority.
Right.
Wow. Okay, I thought you'd have to go right seat for a few years at least, at,
Oh,
at a
no.
minimum.
No.
Wow. Okay. Shocking.
Yeah,
So
I never
it's-
think about it, John. When an airplane's a brand new airplane, nobody's flown
Everyone's
it.
new.
Yep.
But the 787 isn't a brand new airplane.
Well, okay, but it is for some airlines.
Well, that's true. Wow.
It is for us for 2 years.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you something, TailWest. There's nothing, and I mean nothing out there that flies like that airplane. It is absolute. When they called it the Dreamliner, they got it right. It's an incredible airplane.
You're not biased or anything, though.
No, only because I flew it.
Mm.
I mean, think about this, okay? You take this MD80, you take any Airbus, you take any Boeing, okay, other than the 787. All right. The airplane does not use bleed air for anything but to heat the engine cowling. Okay. So our pressurization system is all done from these huge air compressors. Okay.
Yeah.
And what they do is in the flight deck and in the crew rest areas and in the flight attendant crew rest area, they actually humidify the air. So you're breathing humidified air instead of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% dry air. Okay.
Yeah.
And in the passenger cabin, they didn't leave you passengers out in their thinking either. They dehumidify the cabin because the airplane is so tight. If they didn't dehumidify the cabin, all of that breathing that goes on with a couple of hundred people would actually cause condensation to form in the cabin. So they have to dehumidify it to a certain level. Okay, what that means is you are breathing humidified air is much healthier for you than dry air. Keeps the colds and viruses less likely to attach to your sinuses. The other thing is, of course, you just feel better because you're not as dried out. And with that cabin pressurization system, okay, you're looking at a 6,000 foot cabin altitude instead of an 8,000 foot cabin altitude. So your oxygen desaturation level, if you will, is far better in a 787. In other words, you're not going to desaturate your blood oxygen level nearly as quickly as you are in a 777, a 747, an Airbus, you name it.
Mm.
So the
Or in my case, the dry lips. I usually get the dry lips.
exactly, dry lips. And I don't mean to be gross, but I used to come home from a 3-day trip after flying all 3 days, especially on the international. Back when I did that in the 7675, and then you had to get the blood boogers. You blow your nose and it was kind of bloody. And it's just because you're so dried out. So you're much more aware. You don't have nearly
That's
as
a
much
good Twitch
fatigue.
name.
Blood booger?
Blood booger. Yeah. I would fear that person in the Call of Duty. I think that we being here in Utah at 4,000 plus feet elevation, I don't know if we're going to see much of a difference between 6 and 8. But for those that are sea level people, I think they will a little bit more than we do. But
well, that's true. You're acclimated to it.
Yeah.
But you would feel the difference over time.
You think so? Okay.
I mean, if you're flying from Salt Lake to the West Coast, or
Yeah.
you
Plus,
know.
if I'm flying all over, I'm no longer acclimated to my homeland.
Right.
Because I'm spending, yeah. So you have this opportunity for the 7, the Dreamliner, but there's politics involved, huh?
Not politics, because I'm really low at seniority, but because of the position I got, I can go straight away.
Mm.
But I don't want to do that, so I don't, because I respect the seniority,
Okay.
honestly.
I respect that. I respect your respecting.
Well, when it's your turn,
Take it.
take it.
Yeah.
You'll love it. You'll absolutely love the airplane.
But
And
then
it's
again, maybe you don't like the international long haul, being away from far away from home type activity. I don't know about that. That's another factor.
Honestly, I didn't try it, so I cannot comment on that.
Mm.
But, I mean, the
Well,
longest...
listen, guys, I have to go. I've got a Zoom meeting scheduled with my brothers and sisters.
Have fun, my friend.
So I need to do that. I wish I could continue through to the landing. I have a couple things I'd like to show you, but
It's
maybe
been a
some
pleasure
other-
having you on board. We'll have you again on board.
It's always fun. John.
Checks in the
Really
mail.
is.
Checks in the mail.
And TailWest, it was great to get to know you a little bit there, and I look forward to some more of that. And yeah, man, enjoy that. You got to teach me the Airbus.
Will do.
You guys in chat have a great day, and I'll catch you all later. Bye bye.
See you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.
Doesn't get any better than that. Just chatting with you guys. Ugh.
It was amazing.
And here, back in the day, when I'd walk up and down the terminal and I'd see you captains in your uniforms and your first officers in uniforms, I would so want to just talk to you guys, but I would never approach you, or I would just stay away. But here I have an opportunity to not only talk to you, but we can actually share the flight simulator together. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bought the flight simulator just for this.
Mm.
To be with you guys and share flight.
And
I think that's the next level.
We were talking about this yesterday, and I was saying that I think I'll do shared cockpit, once or twice a quarter. Maybe I like it a little more than I don't know. As things become more and more compatible, I still don't know how to fly this plane very well on my own, but it's easier to muddle through it with someone else and chat and people like Tom helping us.
And have you seen B2 comment?
He said something about Salt Lake City people are already lightheaded. That's very true. And
the second one.
Wait, he didn't say how to land? He didn't. He left. He just up and left. We have to land it. Can someone
do this?
Someone do an exclamation METAR KABQ.
So look at the TPR indicator. I'm going to change it from climb mode to cruise mode. Do you see that?
Oh, okay. Yep. I see CR. There we go.
Yeah. So now it's on cruise.
Very cool.
What else should we do?
Lights?
It's on VNAV. Everything is good.
Probably turn off our landing lights.
Yeah. I'm going to put that push, basically.
Oh, perfect.
The
winds are 280 at 8. So ILS 8? No, sorry, 280. Sorry. It's winds 280. So what's our other option for RNAV?
We can shoot the RNAV 8 with the tailwind.
Okay.
It's still less than 10.
Okay.
And we're just going to try the RNAV because D-Money said it didn't work.
Yeah, let's try.